Now we're going to see how to throw a cup on the wheel. Using the Kopp's method, we'll get water on there, we center. Depending on the size of the clay that you're throwing on the wheel may require a different hand position. So we center, we'll open, we'll pull the clay, I'm going to remove standing water in the clay, in the form. We'll use a rib to shape the clay. I'll finish the lip. I like to put a little edge on the lip for the user's lips, just to get over the lip and to be able to drink out of that cup. Make sure there's no more water left in the cup. We'll remove that excess bottom clay and undercut the cup so we can slide the wire underneath. Take the wire tool and cut that free. Next thing we'll see is how to put a handle on a cup. Okay, we have a cup here that's leather hard, and we're ready to do a handle or put a handle on this cup. And the kind of handle that we're going to see is called a pulled handle. I've got some soft clay, and to prepare this clay, I'm going to roll a coil and fold the clay onto itself and roll it again, and do this maybe 10 to 15 times. And what that does is it mixes the clay and prepares the clay to be used to make a handle. The next thing I do is I'm going to fashion this coil of clay into a tapered wedge. I'm going to remove some clay. I don't need too much. Just by popping that down, I get a wider end. This end will make contact with the cup, and this will be the tail of the handle. And we can see the tapered wedge that I have. Next thing that I'll do is I'll take my cup, and we can see that where it was freshly cut off the wheel. Let's finish that off, and what we're going to do is, instead of turning this upside down on the wheel and trimming it, I'm going to just roll this bottom edge and put on the bottom of this cup what we call a studio foot. And that just makes a nice bottom for the cup. We're now ready to start attaching the handle. What I've done is I've taken a comb and cut a section off the comb. And I'm going to get it wet, and I'm going to use this to prepare the surface for the handle. I'm adding a little bit of water to this so it gets sticky. We want our handle to stick on the surface. And we're going to score this wedge of clay I made, and we'll just stick that right on. I'm going to smooth this wedge of clay to the cup. I want it to stick. I'm going to prepare the bottom to receive the handle when I'm done pulling it. Next thing I'm going to do is transfer the cup to my left hand and get water on this handle and slowly start to stroke the clay slug lightly. We don't want to drag, we just want to slide over the surface. Notice that I'm changing my hand position on this clay every pass, every pull that I take. This is a very repetitious process, and you don't want to rush it because you don't want to rip the handle. We're conditioning the molecules of the handle clay to start to stretch, and once it starts to get that idea, it will stretch for us. Also, notice that my position of my thumb and my finger is not a symmetrical shape. And so to get a symmetrical shape, I also have to turn my hand so I can sculpt this handle as I pull it. The heel of my thumb right here, or this bone, also comes in very handy when it comes to shaping. The handle. Now, you might think that this is a pretty big cup, and it is, but it will shrink. We're using stoneware clay, and so one will want to anticipate the shrinkage. Stoneware clay can shrink anywhere from 13 to 16%. Sometimes I like to put detail in the handle. One way to put detail in is to drag your fingers. In this case, my index finger, I'm just pointing into the center of the handle, and that's allowing me to put some detail down the center. We can smooth that out. If your handle ever gets a little longer than you need to it, you can just snip that excess off during the process. When your handle's done, we just take the cup in our left hand, turn the cup right side up, holding the handle in our right hand, and we can just pull the handle down to create the shape that we're looking for. Smooth out the bottom. I can also adjust the shape by just going on the inside of the handle and creating the shape that I'm after. You can smooth off the top. Align the handle with the cup just by lightly bending it. And we're done.